So what's up guys, welcome to another amazing video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made another amazing beat in FL Studio. Like I always say, if you like videos like this, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any comment or contribution, please drop it in the comment section of the video and I'll surely get back to you as soon as I can. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into the video tutorial. So I'm going to be playing the beat from the intro to the chorus, then I'm going to be showing those elements of the beat that make everything up.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
So basically that's the whole beat from the first bar, from the intro actually, to the chorus. So I'm going to be breaking it down from the intro down to the verse and eventually to the chorus, and obviously I'm going to be showing you how I did the outro. So let's start with the chorus, which is this right here. So I'm going to play it and I'm going to show you those things that make it up. So for the intro, the OB started with this amazing sample that I got, which is this right here. And for the effect on it, I have just some few effects, which is soft clipper, stereo shaper, xenology effect, and reverb as well, and some EQ. I increased the high end a lot and cut out the low end of this sound, and also I did another EQ which I automated. And after that I just added some few drums or shakers right here, which is this right here. So those shakers are just meant to add some groove and some movement to the whole beat. Then I added this chord right here. So for that chord, actually it's playing the notes or the chords of this guitar sample I played for you earlier, and this is the chord progression right here. And I'm using labs actually for this, and it's the pure guitar labs. And for the effect on it, I think I have some basic effect actually. I have just stereo shaper, chorus, reverb to add some ambience, Valhalla supermassive again. I'm using I think it's the chorus preset. I think it's the default preset actually. I just cut out the low end and I reduced the mix, and also some delay, multi-band delay, and I reduced the mix a lot, and also some EQ to cut out the low end and the high end as well. So that's why it sounds like that. And obviously I have this reversed guitar sample right here. So that guitar, the reverse guitar, is just the guitar I played for you earlier, which is this. So I just bounced it to wave and just reversed it. So together with the guitar and the reverse guitar sample, it sounds like this. So basically everything playing together with the drums, with the shakers actually, and the loops and everything playing together sounds like this. Then I added my vocals, which is this right here. So actually that is my voice. I recorded it and I just pitched it up to another octave, and I added some effects to it, and the effect on it are quite simple. I just added some fruity limiter. I used the compression part of it to compress the vocals, and I also added another effect, which is the rotary, just to make it go left and right, and also supermassive, Viola supermassive. I think I'm also using the default preset. I can't remember. And kickstart for the side chaining of the vocals so that it will duck a little bit, and also Viola vintage verb for reverb, and another supermassive again. So what I'm doing right here is just a creative mixing. For the EQ, I just got out the low end and the high end. I'm using like a phone effect on the vocals, and this is what we call a creative mixing, just to have something that moves with the direction of the whole beat. So everything playing together with the effect and the drum roll that I added, these are the drum rolls. Everything playing together sounds like this. So now let's move to the second part of the beat, which is the first part of the verse, which sounds like this.
Purchase your tracks today.
So what that does is just very simple, very, very simple. So what I did right here is very, very simple, very simple. So the next thing I did was just to add my drums, which are this right here. So for my drums, I have some soft kick and some percussive sound and some rims that I layer together, and some congas. I have this conga right here, and some other one that I penned to the left and some to the right, and I shifted it off the grid a little bit. So if you come to the miscellaneous tab right here, you can move to this part, which is the time, and just micro shift it. This, what it does, just micro shift it off the grid a little bit. It's not going to be it's not going to be quantized, and this allows your beat to have some sort of groove and not to make it sound more robotic. And also I'm using the master swing, 14% of the master swing. And so with everything I've showed you earlier, the shakers, the loops, and the main guitar sample. So for the main guitar sample in this part of the song, I'm using a filter on it, which is a high pass filter, which removes the high frequency of the sample and allows for only the low and the mid frequencies. And this is what it sounds like here. So you notice that the frequency or this guitar sample, the low frequency is not that the high frequency rather is not that prominent. It's just the low frequency because of this automation right here, and it's very easy to do. So what you do is just go to the sample, which is this right here, and add add an EQ, which is what I have here. So if I play from this side, you see the movement of the EQ. So let me play from here so you understand what I'm trying to do. So notice that the EQ is going to start from here, then to eventually just move to this side. Okay, actually, what I did was just to remove the mix of this. I reduced the mix. So if you notice from this side now, the mix is going to be at 0%. If you look at your hint panel right here, to move from 0% to 100%. Now let's look at it. So what that simply means is that this EQ or this EQ right here is fully in effect when the knob right here moves from 0 to 100. So that's what I did. I just activated the EQ right there just to make the guitar sample sound a little bit more muffled and probably sound as if it's underwater. Now let's move to the second part of the beat, or the third part of the beat rather, which is the second part of the verse.
Purchase your tracks today.
So that's the second part of the verse or the pre-chorus. So what I did right here is very, very simple. Now I'm removing the main guitar, which is our lead melody. I'm removing it and I'm just playing the chord that I showed you earlier, the guitar chord that I showed you earlier, which is this right here. Now I'm also adding the bass or a bass line to it, which is this right here as well. So for the bass line, I'm using the root notes of the chords and I'm also making some movement to it. And obviously I'm using flex. It's the BB Fly flat wound edgy from Flex under the essential bass guitar, and I think I have some effect on it. Let me see. I just have soft clippers to sidechain actually to the kick. I'm sidechaining it to the kick, and I also have some EQ just to cut out a bit of the low end and a bit of the high end. Then I'm layering it with a sub bass, which is this right here, the hip hop low from Poison. I use this a lot, and I'm also sidechaining it to the kick. That's why the kick has a lot of room in it. And for the chords, I'm layering it with another sound. It's the Rode MK1 Lite from Flex as well. Under the Essential Piano, it's the Rode MK1 Lite. And that sounds like this. So basically that's what I'm doing to those sounds, the second part of the verse. So basically that's what I'm doing. Every other thing I showed you earlier. Now let's move to the chorus part. So that is the chorus part of the beat. Now what I'm adding in the chorus is quite simple. I'm not adding anything really much. Now I'm removing the automation I showed you earlier of the guitar sound being muffled. Now I'm going to switch it off. If you look at this right here, this automation right here, it is what I'm using. So if I play it from this side now, you notice that the guitar sample will become more prominent and more audible to the ear. Now if you look at it right here, let's go to the guitar sample. Now look at this knob right here, it's going to go off. Like I showed you earlier, I said when it comes from 0, if you look at your hint bar right here, when it comes from 0, this is at the 0 point right now, it's going to move to 100. That means it is totally on. And when it goes back to 0, that means it is totally off. It's not going to be effective. Now look at it properly. Now when I play the song, it's going to go from 100 back to 0. That means it is off and the guitar sample will become more prominent. So basically that's all I'm adding, and also I added my vocals right here. This is another vocal that I recorded. This is what it sounds like. So for that sound, I'm using some effect on it. I just want it to be a creative mixing. So I'm using auto tune to make it sound in tune with the beat. Reverb, pretty reverb. Stereo shaper to make it wider. Vala vintage, no, Vala delay. Sorry, Vala delay. Kickstart 2. So side chain it. Panomatic to make go left and right. Another reverb, which is Vala vintage verb. Reduce the low cut and reduce the mix as well. And supermassive, and also an EQ, just to cut out a bit of the low end, not a bit actually, a lot of the low end, and a bit of the high end, just to have this radio effect to it. So that's what that sounds like. Then I'm adding another chord, which is this right here. So this sound is from Expand 2, which is the electric piano from Expand 2, and it sounds very amazing. I just had to add it, and it's the same effect I showed you earlier for the chords, for the guitar chords I used. I'm just passing it through the same effect chain. So I think basically that's all. Actually, everything I showed you is already there. The shakers, the drums, and every other thing. So that's basically what I did for the chorus. Now for the outro, what I usually do for my outro is just to copy the intro and bring it to the outro. So this is the outro right here. I'm just bringing in my intro for 4 bars. That's what I did for the outro. So I just copied my intro and just paste it at the end, which makes it an outro. I might decide to add 1 or 2 things or remove 1 or 2 things just to make it sound a little bit different, but for this one I decided to leave it the same and leave it as it is. So if you like videos like this, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any comment or contribution, please drop it in the comment section of the video, and I will surely get back to you as soon as I can. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.